So where'd your name come from?
Reezie Roc. My street name is T-Rock, but a videographer, he gave me the name Reezie Roc. I thought it had sauce to it, and I thought it was different. And a lot of people got the name T-Rock, so I'm like, I'm running with that.
Now, is there a meaning behind your hair?
Behind my hair? I mean, you know, not no real, yeah, it is a meaning. I guess you could say that, you know. My ancestors wear a lot of hair, so I want to wear hair too.
Now, what's your opinion on people with like fake hair, like guys, like men with the fake braids and the fake dreads and stuff like that?
I can't knock the next man, but it ain't nothing I'ma do. I ain't rocking like that. That's your own thing.
Now, what about as far as like discrimination? Have you ever felt like discrimination because of your hair?
No, I never. If so, they hide it real good. It was real hidden. I never felt that way.
Now, where are you from?
Reezie Roc, Columbia, South Carolina. Carolina boy.
Now, are you still residing there?
I'm residing in Atlanta right now. Back and forth, Atlanta, Columbia, and Charlotte.
How long you been in Atlanta for, and Charlotte?
Charlotte for 2 years, Atlanta for a year.
But you still frequent Columbia pretty heavily?
Yeah, I'm back and forth.
What's your opinion of the state of rap music right now in South Carolina?
We developing, coming up. A lot of talent learning the business. We didn't know the business for a long time.
Now give me a tour of the city of Columbia for someone that's never been there before. Let's start with the food. Favorite food spot in the city?
Favorite food spot in the city. Mine gotta be Kiki's Chicken and Waffle.
And what do you usually order there?
The chicken and waffles.
What about the nightlife? Let's talk about the nightlife. Favorite strip club in the city?
Vintage, Mr. Lucky's. Mr. Lucky's.
Now, for someone that's never been to a strip club in Columbia, South Carolina before, is it full nude?
Yeah. We get all the way naked. There's no limit in Columbia. I done been a lot of places and there's no night, well, Atlanta got that same type of nightlife, but Columbia and Atlanta, basically, they get butt pwned.
Now, what about regular nightclubs? Do you have a favorite regular nightclub in the city?
I don't really have a favorite, but I say mix pretty poppin' though.
Now, we talked about the food, we talked about the nightlife a little bit. Anything else you recommend someone first time visiting Columbia see, do, or visit in the city?
Yeah, gotta go to Kiki's. Gotta go to Mr. Lucky's, Bliss, Mix. Hit up the Vista. We do a lot in the Vista.
What's that?
It's like our Atlantic station.
Now, what about the lingo? What are some terms or some phrases one might hear in the city of Columbia right about now?
Of course, you dig. You dig. We're real country. Let me see. You dig. Josing.
What's that?
Josing, I mean, like, if I tell you, like, man, you josing, you bullshit. Stop josing with me. You jose a lot.
What about special events? Are there any special events you recommend someone come to Columbia specifically for? Like, for example, in New Orleans, Mardi Gras is like a week-long celebrated event. Anything in Columbia?
We have a whole lot of different festivals. I say the hip-hop festival.
And when is that?
We do it like once a summer, like every summer.
That's with the radio station, or?
Both radio, we got 2 stations, so both stations take a part in it somehow.
Now let's take it back a little bit. What type of student were you in school?
Charming, real charming. I didn't do no work. I played football. I was popular. I got by real breezy. It was real breezy.
Jobs you had growing up, if any?
Well, my goddad owned a barbershop beauty salon, so I ran that all the way until I graduated from high school. And we had a detail shop as well. I ran that.
Any crazy customer stories dealing with any of those jobs you just mentioned?
Not no real crazy one. I say the detail shop was in the middle of downtown, so a lot of drunks and winos will be around, and they'll get into it. Like one wino, there was like a high rise, and there's like a place where a lot of mental, they not really that mental, but they sane enough to stay by themselves. And a lot of them be winos or drunks or whatever you want to call it. And they'll come by the shop all the time. And one guy got caught messing with another wino, female wino, and his girlfriend caught him. They was out there arguing, fighting, and while they was fighting, the other wino, she done ripped the girl clothes all the way off. It was a horrible thing to see.
What's the worst thing you put your parents through?
I guess I was pretty good, man. I was pretty good. I stayed in and out of things, but I was kind of smart enough to get myself out of it. And my mama, she real good with words as well, so she know how to talk me out of the trouble.
What's your message to the youth?
Move smart. Think. That's what my pops always told me. Think. You know, my pops told me I was basically raised from my pops out of a jail cell my whole life. And over the phone, that's one of the main things he told me on visitation and said on the phone. Think. Think, son. You gotta think before you do. I want to make sure the youth hear that. Think. Get your money. Be successful. All the internet stuff to be famous, internet famous, it ain't worth it.
How long was your father locked up for?
Well, he doing the L right now. He got locked up my second grade year. Came home my freshman year. Senior year, he went back. He ain't been home since.
How often do you get a chance to speak to him?
I speak to him frequently.
And how's he holding up in there? How's his spirit and his mental capacity?
It's like if he was home. It's home to him right now. It's like if he was home, man. That's what I get from it. He like to make sure we send him them pics. That's what he care about the most, those pics.
Now let's talk music for a little bit.
Okay.
When it comes to the music industry, what do you hate the most about it at this point? What's your biggest pet peeve with it? What bothers you the most about it?
Trying too hard. The people that try too hard to be something they're not. To the point that it'll knock someone else's blessing in some type of way, or prolong someone else's blessing. I ain't gonna say knock, because nobody can knock nobody else's blessing, but prolong it.
What do you mean by that? Do you have an example?
You know, like say this guy might like this guy music, love this guy music, one of his biggest fans, and he want to do some work with him. Or he might, let's say he a DJ. No, yeah, we're gonna say he was a DJ. He might like this guy. But he got a cousin that's a rapper that don't like this guy for some reason. Now this DJ gonna probably talk with this guy privately about how he don't like him too. But really he does. So he can't work with him or show him love publicly because he don't want that cousin or the rest of the people in that crew or clan or group or whatever to see it, and it gonna knock him from fucking with him.
So you mean more like blackballing then, maybe?
Yeah, blackballing, baller blocking, all that. Yeah, perfect word. Perfect word. Matter of fact, that's the perfect thing. Blackball. Now I can't. That's what I hate about the music game. The blackballing.
Have you experienced it?
A lot. A lot.
Why do you think that is?
Some people just don't want you to be more successful than them. They want to beat you to the chase. You could be successful as long as they did it before you and ahead of you. And there's a couple guys that's in the actual industry right now, like industry part that I get backballed from a lot. I try to brush it off though, you know.
Top 3 things you need in the studio.
Hennessy, my cell phone, food.
What type of food?
Chicken wings.
Craziest studio story, if you have one.
Too rough for TV. Too crazy for TV.
What's the realest song you ever wrote so far in your whole catalog of music?
Song I got called Chess. It's coming on a new project, matter of fact.
Explain what that record's about.
Chess, you know, I know everybody probably heard the phrase before, you know, life is chess, not checkers. But the song basically breaking down all the trials and tribulations and obstacles that I'm actually going through as we speak. A lot of them that I done conquered and still going through, but my head up at the same time.
Risk versus reward. What's the biggest risk you took for your music career so far?
Sheesh. The biggest? I'm taking risks with this music game every day. I don't really have a biggest.
What are your keys to success?
Focus. Gotta be focused. Gotta be hungry. Basically focus, ambition, and smart.
So what you got going on right now?
Right now what I got popping is the single You Digg. The video. We just shot the video right here down the street. The tallest building on this street. I don't know if I can really promote it. But we shot the video, show the whole skyline of the city of the A, man. Because, you know, the A treat me good. I can't complain. But the single You Digg, produced by Spiffy Global. We just hitting the streets hard with it, trying to cover all the spots, everything as much as possible. You know, just trying to do everything with it. But You Digg is the single. What Carolina Been Missing Part 2 is the mixtape that is going, I'm going to call it a street album that we're dropping it on right now. It should be out probably about October. Really no certain date, really. But You Digg is the single. Carolina Been Missing Part 2 is the street album. Your boy Reezie Roc, man. My Twitter at 48TRoc. Instagram at Reezie Roc Music. Rock with me. You dig? Eat that.